So welcome to the Walker Creative Podcast. Today, we have Eric Miller, the co-owner of Econologics Financial Advisors. I got to tell you, Eric, thank you for joining us today. Eric Miller is probably the brightest financial dude I know. He has been working he'll have to probably go into details, but it's like tens of years, 20 years, something. It's a lot of years. And this guy has been helping small business owners and healthcare practice owners very specifically to just boom what they're doing and be incredibly smart about their money. So great. Eric, I hope you have a lot of stuff probably to share with the audience today. Great you're here. We're talking to entrepreneurs, to hustlers, to small business owners, to healthcare practice owners out there in the world. We want to share a bunch of good information with you today. So let's get started.
Let's roll.
All right. We are coming out of Florida, and last night we had a great big storm. We didn't even know if we were going to make it. I was wondering if the roads were going to be like flooded or what, but we're here. So, all right, let's roll.
I'm ready.
Okay. So, well, Walker Creative, of course, marketing agency, digital marketing. We're helping clients all over the country. You from Econologics, similarly, clients all over the country. We do have a couple similar clients for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Great guys out there. If I was like, we're going into 2024. What is the big, huge piece of financial advice to an entrepreneur business owner? Just give me what do we need to be paying attention to?
Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm going to just throw you under it right now.
Right under it. I think like anything else, most healthcare owners, you didn't get in this business to really look at numbers. That's for sure. Yeah, you got in to help patients. You got in because you love to be a certain type of practitioner, and whatever your calling was, that's what you want to do. You want to help people. You want to get them better. And then all of a sudden you're faced with this, oh my God, I'm also an owner and I have to confront that this is a business, it's an investment, and I have to understand the financial aspect of this, because if I don't, the money will go everywhere. And anyone that's owned a practice for any length of time knows what I'm talking about. Like if you don't have control over the money lines, it'll just spill over everywhere like a dam that breaks.
Yeah.
So my best piece of advice to anyone going into 2024, regardless of where your level is as far as your understanding of the finance aspect of your business, try to know more.
Mm-hmm.
Have conversations with your CPAs, have conversations with your bookkeepers. Go line by line, over a profit and loss statement and have them explain everything to you. You don't have to retain it all.
Yeah.
Okay. But just have a little bit more understanding about the finance aspect of your business. And little by little, that will, just make you that much more dangerous going forward.
I tell you, that's funny because, in all transparency here, I run Walker Creative. It's a small business. We're doing digital marketing. We're not fixing pets, animals, doing dental work on people, but we are serving clients in a similar concept.
Yes.
And the more I have a bookkeeper, I have an accountant, just like you I'm realizing things myself. And if you don't pay attention, you really don't know where the money's going in or out. And I have to ask my bookkeeper, okay, good. Show me the QuickBooks page. Because I'm doing marketing all day long. I'm writing content. I'm delivering videos. I'm helping clients do all the same things. But it's okay, take a minute and actually, what is QuickBooks? Okay, good. So it shows me these things. Good. Show me how it works, right? With my bookkeeper, I spent just a half an hour. Show me all my clients on there. Show me all of how the money goes in and out and then, okay, payroll. Now look, okay, good. So where's this and you do get more powerful as a business owner. It's
amazing. And I always use this analogy, if you got little kids, right?
Yeah.
People still go to the mall. I don't know if you go to the mall or not.
We went to
anymore.
the mall at Christmas, of course. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you take your attention off of a toddler for 3 seconds. You don't know where that kid's going to be. He's going to be 9 stores down, right? Underneath some curtain. And you're like, where did this kid go? I took my attention off it for 3 minutes.
Right.
Okay. That's exactly how you have to look at your money and your finances and your income and your expenses. If you take your attention off of it for too long, all right, then you don't know what's going to happen. So that doesn't mean you have to be an expert at accounting or, accounting principles or bookkeeping. You just have to have some semblance of like understanding of what you're looking at. Okay. And just keep an eye on that. So, your metrics, like what are the main metrics that a business owner should know, in regards to their finances. And we don't have to get in all the complexities of that, but there are probably a couple metrics that you should just, look at. Okay, we're good. Good. I'm good there. Right. Okay. So that way, you don't wake up one Monday morning and the accountant's like, oh, by the way, we need to go get a bank loan for $100,000 because you're in the red.
Yeah.
So
I got it. Now, you're also a best-selling author, just by the way, everybody, this guy. And it's called What and How Would Someone, because tell us a little bit about that book and what the value could be to the small business owner, the entrepreneur, the healthcare practice owner. What is that thing? What is that thing and how could we get it if we wanted to get a copy?
So the title is How to Become a Financial Beast, Harness the Power of Your Practice, Build Wealth, and Go Out at the Top of Your Game. So I wrote it because it was happenstance. One day we're looking at a client and I was looking at all their financials and he had no debt. He had millions of dollars in investment reserves. His practice was super profitable and like probably worth, $8 to $10 million. And I'm just looking, I'm like, and he's 39 years old. And I'm like, this guy is a beast, right? So that's where the financial beast came from. It was just like, what kind of condition should one be in? What would it look like? I think too many people, when they hear the term financial freedom, they don't really define what that means.
Right.
So, but to go back, that was where the financial beast came from. Okay. And, it was really translated to, or I wrote it for healthcare owners because I wanted to show them that it was possible for them to have a financial experience where, they could, use their practice for the benefit of their household. And then when they decided to exit, they don't exit, with a whimper. They go out at the top of their game. Yeah. And I think you can find it on Amazon right now. And, it's probably still out there for the introductory rate that we first rolled it out for. So yeah, it's still on Amazon.
Awesome. So we'll try to put wherever this podcast will be posted out there in the world, we'll probably try to put a link there somewhere so everybody can find it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. When we talk about marketing, and of course the goal of marketing, from Walker Creative's perspective, and when I talk to all the clients that I work with, it's either building a brand, so you have a massive awareness, goodwill, and desire for whatever that client is selling or creating, or you just need lots of leads, lots of new patients, new customers coming in the door, and usually it's a combination of those two factors. So I love talking about marketing and finance in the same breath because you're going to cause financial needs by great marketing, right? We work with a client, we start driving and the statistics start to go up, the number of new patients start happening, they're making more money. Many of my clients over the years have opened a second practice or have expanded their business, whatever that is. And you're needing to add, you need to have a good bookkeeper and a good accountant, but also a consultant, someone to guide you with what you're going to be doing with this money. So I love chatting with you about that because they're so intertwined.
Yes, they are. You look at like the fundamental, there's like a formula to achieve economic freedom. And I kind of coined it it's called the ACE triangle. And it's what are the fundamental skills that every owner needs to have in order to achieve economic freedom? The first thing they have to know is how to acquire money. Second thing they have to know is how to control money. And the third thing they have to know is how to expand it. And so you go into the acquire, which is your realm, right? Which is how well are you at marketing, or do you have a good marketing plan? Do you have a good sales system inside your practice? There's billions of dollars that are flowing in these industries that we're in. I mean, the veterinary industry is $80 billion. Dental is $100 billion. I mean, it's just massive amounts of money.
And I'll jump into the conversation right there, because the truth is, for all of the owners, for all the business owners out there, everybody watching this podcast, there is tons of money and tons of customers and patients out there that need your help. It's a matter of you being the one there that they find when they're Googling, when they're on Facebook, when they're on Instagram. It's just a matter of marketing that you're the winner in the acquisition.
That's right.
Point that Mr. Miller is talking about. So I cut you off a little bit there.
No, that's okay. But that's all part of like, if I had to like not even dumb it down, but just give them a simplicity. That's a simplicity right there. Know how to acquire money. You don't have to make it. You just have to know how to acquire it. There's patients out there that need your help. How do you acquire more money? And that goes down to marketing and promoting and selling and those kinds of things. Right. So, get good at that, and then that's what you help people do.
Yeah.
On the control side, that's what we do, because I show money comes in the door. The heck do we do with it? Is it accounted for? Where is it going? Are we using it to expand? Do we have enough in reserves? I mean, these are all things that are part and parcel to, building a good business that has some value to it. Mm-hmm. But if you just understand those three simple things right there, I think that you would never have a problem with money ever again.
Wow, that's fantastic. And when we're constantly at Walker Creative working on helping business owners to be able to know how to do that marketing better. And just to jump off of that, a great combination of factors that we find working is we at Walker Creative know strategy, know YouTube channels and websites and blogging and all these things. They're the tactics of good marketing. But when we have a business owner that starts to get busy, they get one person in their group, in their staff, that knows how to be a liaison of marketing. And we work with that person. In so many medical practices that we work that are just like the clients you've got, mm-hmm. we get a person that's the marketing person. It doesn't have to be a full-time job. It could even be the office manager, but they're there to support the actions of marketing by taking some pictures and doing these things with us. We can create a juggernaut of activity that generates that huge acquisition. And that's when it gets exciting, when Walker Creative is working with a client, that there's a great synergy that goes on. That's the way to start building big acquisition.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time either to do it. And it's the necessity. You have to make it a necessity, especially I think in an industry where most people don't, these healthcare owners don't think about how much they spend on marketing and how much they should. Because sometimes it's just really easy to get patients in the door. And it's like, what do I need to market for? I already have a full boat of patients, but that's a bad way to approach it, from a long-term perspective.
And building your brand on that point is because there's healthcare practices or competition for whatever you're in all around you, and you want to be the winning brand. So no matter if you have a full calendar schedule for the next 3 months, what does your brand look like and stand up against all the competition in your area?
Yep.
So that's a huge point. So we often work on that with our clients as well.
Excellent. Yeah.
Now, good point. It's January. So 2024 is, we're in first quarter, and, we did as we, however good we did, and hopefully everybody did good in 2023, but we want 2024 to be huge for you. And is there any other pieces of nuggets we should be thinking about financially to make sure we're doing good things in the first quarter 2024, so as we get down the road in this year, we're kicking butt?
Yeah, look, I mean, you hear all the bad news out there, and that does get to healthcare owners to a degree. It's like, oh my gosh, what if we have a recession? What if we have this? What if we have that? And I always tell people that 99% of the condition that you're in right now has nothing to do with, inflation or taxes or, the boogeyman's out there. It's an inside job. It's things that you are doing, as far as managing your business, managing your household. So first thing I would just say is understand you do have some semblance of control over your financial outcome. Number one.
Good point.
Okay. So don't let all the bad news influence you and say, well, we're going to see a dip this year, or, just don't even have that consideration.
I have heard so many people like, it's politics that's making the economy go down, or it's like, that's why I'm having a hard time.
And yet all the clients that we've worked with before are, maybe they're not up 20%, but they're up 5%, 10%, 15% from the year before. So it ain't the economy, right?
No.
It's what you're doing to, facilitate getting patients in the door, servicing your patients really, really well, and then managing the finances so that you can be solvent and you can be profitable. So that'd be the first thing, is just make sure that you have a really good strategy for yourself, and know that you can affect the outcome. Financially speaking, one thing I'll always say to owners is that you have to, a lot of owners get stuck with having a bunch of money in their practice and they don't know what to do with it, right? Which is a good problem to have, by the way. And I always tell them, like, you cannot leave money static in one place for too long. Otherwise, it's going to get spent.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to make sure you have a strategy of removing some of that money to either invest in outside investments, create other income sources for your household, and make sure that you're not just, building this big tub of money that you look at, every day and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with this. Get a plan, get a strategy of how you're utilizing this energy so that you can create more of it. And that's the expansion of it as well.
Someone smart with the track record of how to use that money.
For sure. Yeah. And look at it and, like, don't invest in things just because you hear they're great on the news. Understand, have some semblance of, like, what do I think makes sense?
For you.
Yeah, for you.
Everybody could be different.
They
with their
absolutely
money.
do, and not everybody is a real estate investor, and I know it's like one of the popular things, we got to invest in real estate. What if you don't like it? There's other things out there that you can put your money in.
You want to hear something crazy? Now, this isn't everybody, of course. This is a luxury level, very wealthy person, right? But he sold a company and he had a lot of money, and he loved Porsche, right? So he bought quite a collection of Porsche, like from the beginning of that car, like mini cars. And then he bought real estate.
Yep.
There was a conversation with his wife about their money like 10 years later. The thing that like 20x'd their total value of what their money is the Porsche.
The Porsche,
not the real estate. The Porsches have all gone up like 10x with their value while they've owned them.
That's nuts.
Yeah. They've become from, tens of millions of dollars to hundreds of millions of dollars just from that investment.
Yes.
Like,
he knew it, he understood it.
Yeah.
He knew it. He liked the product.
Exactly. It was him. He liked that product. There's so many other things you might like that could have the value of that, but he loved cool, exotic Porsche. Yeah. He liked that.
So, why, if you don't like to deal with tenants and toilets and trash and all that stuff, why would you then become a landlord?
Yeah.
If it's going to create that much stress in your life. Now, there's other ways you can do it besides that, but that's a whole other conversation. Right. But I think the point is just make sure you have a strategy that you're utilizing the money and the profits of your business to create outside income sources. So you're not reliant on the business for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And
that to me is a big message that we try to get across to people. And that's harnessing the power of your practice to be able to do that.
That's a very good point. Very good point. And then I'll jump in and share. We're here, of course, this is the Walker Creative Channel. And from a marketing perspective, here's a tip from marketing as we're in the first quarter. And I try to pound this in every time I get a chance to talk, is humanize what you're doing. Let's say you're a veterinarian or a dentist. If you go to 80% of these websites, it could be another industry as well. It could be an auto mechanic. You see happy models with blah, whether it's a dog, whether it's a car, whether it's a dental chair and a smiling, perfect smile with a toothbrush. These things, they're not interested anymore. We need to humanize our businesses. We need to relate to our target audience. So if you take a fresh look at who your target audience is, who's coming in the door, who are you serving? Let's relate to them. Let's get them in our pictures. Let's get us in our pictures. When we look at our websites, take a fresh look at our websites, at our Facebook profile, at our Google business profile, at our Instagram profile. Is it sharing the human element of our businesses, including our families, our staff members' families, and our patients or clients' families? The more we do that, the more that relationship will build, and it's successful every single time. So to jump on what Mr. Miller just said about tips as we start the first quarter is humanize your business this year, relate to your target audience, and change things out if it's been a while. Freshen it up with new pictures and videos that share your story.
I love it.
Yeah, wow, it's great. Well, it's been great to have you. I don't want to cut you off if you have any further tips, but it's been a good conversation. I hope that we've given you some things to think about and use to have a fantastic 2024.
We'll do it again.
All right.